Testing. Is this a good shot? Drink is so good. Oh my gosh, why am I wearing a dress? Okay, here we go. I have been so excited to make this video, and now it's finally happening. Hey, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Guys, hi. Before this video starts, I wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer. This video was filmed 4 months ago in January. 4 or 5 months ago. It is now May. Yeah. You know,
black people. No.
a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Basically, what had happened was I was just really busy with school. I just finished my first semester of nursing school, which was a lot. So I had no time for YouTube at all. But this video and probably the next 3 or 4 videos after it were pre-recorded. So thank you for your patience. Some of the books that I've mentioned in this video, some of the books that were on my 2024 TBR, some of them still are on my TBR bookshelf, but some of them I've already read because it's been like 5 months since I filmed that video. So yeah, a lot has changed, if you couldn't tell. I still wanted to post this video because I really do like this video. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. I hope you guys liked today's video. Let's chat in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to do a recap of everything that I read in 2023. I have only a few hard copies on me, and even these hard copies, not all of them I read in 2023, but okay, let's get into it. So I have notes on my iPad. We're going to talk about why I started reading again, and also how I started getting into reading again. And then we're going to get into a recap of everything that I read in 2023, and then we're going to talk about some 2024 TBR, some books on my TBR for this year, 2024. Also, my reading goals for 2024. Okay, let's get started. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Okay, let's do it. Why do I read? I used to love reading a lot as a kid, like a lot. I think I started reading as a hobby in like, I want to say like 2nd, 3rd grade, around that time frame. But I think also back then, like in my elementary school, I feel like my teachers encouraged it a lot. I remember our class spending a lot of time in the library. So yeah, I just really liked reading as a kid, and from like 3rd grade up until like middle school, I was just always reading, and I loved it so much. I like the way it makes me feel. I like using my imagination. I like seeing other people use their imagination, reading stories, getting lost in a story. I love that. I love storytelling. Then eventually I fell off of it because, I mean, not modern technology, but just went digital. Eventually I went digital and I started reading on my phone, and then eventually like social media and this and that. So then I stopped reading, and transitioning from 2022 to 2023, it was my goal to start reading again. Started reading again, like I tried to get back into it like 2021 type thing. I read like a couple books, like 2 or 3. And then like ending of 2022, transitioning to 2023, that's when I really started reading again. And it was like my goal for 2023 to like start reading more books and just develop that hobby. I get into reading again. Okay, I realized that I actually have a really bad attention span. When I decided I was gonna start reading again, like it was actually really hard because I'm like a daydreamer and I have the attention span of a squirrel. I would literally be reading and I would have to like read out loud or like trace the sentence with my finger in order for me to like stay focused. Yeah, that's just how it was for me. Yeah, and also timing myself helped me as well. I don't know why, but just knowing the fact that I know that, okay, I have only 15 minutes to read, that helped me to like stay focused. Like for these 15 minutes, I'm going to read, I'm going to stay focused on reading. That really helped me for a while. When I decided to start reading again, I reread some of like my favorite books from back in the day, back in like middle school. I read the Perfect Chemistry series. I read that in like 2021. I originally read that in like 8th grade or something, but then I reread it in like 2021, like just to help me get back into reading again. Just help me remember like why I liked reading. Yeah, okay, now we're gonna get into everything that I read in 2023. Hear me out, guys. I am not a booktuber. I'm new to this. I'm not true to this. I'm not the type of girl that would read 12 books in 1 month or 20 books in 1 month. I couldn't even read 12 books in a year. So yeah, it took me a minute to really get into reading again. And also I had like a reading slump last year, 2023. Sorry guys, it's like January 3rd. So this year and last year, it's all fogged up. Last year I had like a reading slump for like 4 to 6 months or something. We're gonna get into that. Yeah, I'm a slow reader. I'm trying to become a fast reader. Usually I give myself about a month to finish a book, but now I'm trying to give myself about 2 weeks to finish a book. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm a slow reader. Yeah, I didn't read that many books in 2023, but I'm gonna tell you guys about everything that I did read. Okay, total I read 8. Let's say 8. It's because I'm still reading one of them. I'm still finishing up one of them, but let's say 8. Let's say I read 8 books in 2023. I'm gonna tell you guys the book, my rating, my thoughts, and if you should read it too. Pulling up my Goodreads right now. You guys should go follow me on Goodreads. I'll put the link in the description bar. In January of 2023, I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. Y'all, when I tell you this book frustrated my soul, oh my gosh. If you haven't heard of Colleen Hoover, then you're living under a rock. Wake up. I'm not a part of her army, her tribe. I'm not a part of the Coho tribe. I'm not, but like, you know, I just heard a whole bunch of hype over her books, so I wanted to see what the hype was about. And Verity was one of the books that I heard a lot of hype about, like more hype than It Ends With Us. I finally read it for myself. Okay, it is a thriller. It's like a thriller suspense. It's really creepy, to be honest. And there's also some romance, and it's crazy. I don't want to spoil it, but I guess I'll tell y'all a little bit of what it's about. So basically there's this woman, Verity. She gets injured, and she's an author, but she gets injured, so she can't finish writing the rest of her books because she's literally paralyzed. So she needs someone to finish off her books for her. So I think her husband hires this other lady to finish her books, or her editor hires this other lady to finish her books. And this lady, her name is Lowen. So Lowen is invited into Verity's house to finish up Verity's books. But while she's in Verity's house, she comes across like Verity's manuscript, autobiography type of thing. And when she reads it, she sees a whole bunch of secrets and crazy things about Verity, and things just start to spin. It's really creepy. It's like a lot of creepy stuff happens. It is a thriller, guys. One thing about this book, it is a thriller. Like, I'll give it that. I could not put this book down because I was so desperate to see how it ends, mostly because I wanted to see if I was right. I had a prediction in my head, a couple predictions in my head of how that book would end, and I wanted to see if my predictions was right or if the book was going to prove me wrong. I liked this book, but at the same time, I hated it. And I felt like it was predictable, and I hated the ending. I felt like the ending was kind of lazy. I hated the ending. I think the plot twist was lazy. So my Goodreads, I rated it 4 stars, but I think it would actually be a 3.5, to be honest. Just because, like, okay, it does do the job. It does hold up to the title of being a thriller. And like, I literally could not put this book down, and I binge read this book really bad. The book got some points for that, but I hated the ending, and also like it was really explicit, and I was skipping a couple pages, skipping a couple chapters because I can't read all that nonsense. I would rate it a 3.5 stars. I think that's my final rating on that book. But I mean, I would recommend other people to read it and see what they think. It seems like a lot of people like this book, so I mean, I think you should read it too. Maybe you'll be one of the people that like it. If the ending was different, then it would probably have that. It would probably hold up to that four stars title, or maybe even be closer to 5 stars, like a 4.5. I don't know. Oh, I also read the epilogue of Verity, which was basically just an extended chapter at the end of the book. Didn't really do that much for me. Felt like it was unnecessary for her to add that extended chapter because it still didn't resolve what needed to be resolved in, you know, the actual original copy of Verity. Okay, I don't want to spoil the ending. But okay, I'll leave it at that. After I read Verity, I read It Ends With Us. That is such a popular book talk book. Oh my gosh, TikTok was talking about this book for the longest. Oh my god. So I picked it up and I read it, and it wasn't bad. I actually liked it a bit more than Verity. It also does have some sensitive subjects, so I mean, search up the trigger warnings. It was kind of relatable, unfortunately. I was surprised when I read it because I knew about the trigger warnings beforehand, and what I thought would trigger me when reading the book didn't. It was actually something else. But yeah, I liked the ending. The ending was a bit unexpected for me. Expected that the book to end with the main character and her love interest from her past, but that's not how it ended. There was like kind of a plot twist in the middle of the book. Like a plot twist, but at the same time I was like, okay, I kind of saw that coming, because I just as I was reading the story, I was like, this is just too good to be true. So I was like, okay, I kind of saw that coming. But one thing about Colleen Hoover's writing that I do appreciate, it reminds me of like things that I used to read in like middle school. Like it reminds me of like things that I used to read on Wattpad. I guess because like her books are just like unrealistic. Like, well, more so Ugly Love. I feel like those types of stories, they're just so unrealistic, and it just reminds me of the things that I used to read back in the day. Yeah, I rated it 4 stars. I liked it better than Verity, which a lot of people probably won't agree with me on that, but yeah, it was a cool read. Okay, next, after I read It Ends With Us, I read It Starts With Us, and that was a cute little read. It wasn't that memorable. It was just a cute little read. I think I would say it was just a cute little 3 stars. With It Starts With Us, I felt like it was very similar to the epilogue of Verity. I felt like it was unnecessary. Like I felt like It Ends With Us, like it would have been fine where it ended. I don't think we needed a continuation of that. The Coho fans, they're just begging for more, so I think that's why Coho gave us more, because a lot of people just wanted more. But that book didn't need a sequel at all. But yeah, it was a cute little 3 stars, so there's that. Here's where things went downhill. By this point, we're in like May of 2023, and I decided to pick up The Silent Patient. The Silent Patient was another very popular book talk book, and it's a psychological suspense thriller type of thing. And I actually really liked it. But the problem is, I DNF'd it. So yeah, I DNF'd The Silent Patient. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea why I DNF'd that book, because I actually really liked it, and I was exactly halfway through that book when I DNF'd it. I marked it up on my Goodreads. I got 51% through. I was literally like exactly halfway through, and then I DNF'd it. I guess I was getting a bit bored in the middle of the book, and also I don't think it was completely the book's fault. I think it was just me getting in a reading slump. After I DNF'd that book, I like literally couldn't read anything for like 3 months. I don't know what it was. I guess I just wasn't in the mood to read, or my attention span just went down in the dumps again. I have no idea. The Silent Patient was actually really good, and I actually really do want to know how it ends. I hear there's a plot twist, so I plan on picking that book up in 2024. I plan on picking that book up pretty soon. The only thing is, since I think it's been like 6 or 7 months since I've read it, so I hope I haven't like forgotten too much about the characters or the plot. I just feel like if I pick it back up now, I might be a bit confused getting back into it, like starting back from where I stopped. But at the same time, I don't want to start the book from the beginning again. Like, I just want to see how it ends. Yeah, I don't have a rating yet for that book because I haven't finished it, but I do recommend it. Yeah, I have no words. I still to this day, I have no idea why I DNF'd that book or why it put me in a reading slump. I don't know. So like I said, I was in a reading slump. So after The Silent Patient, I just could not get into reading again. I think by that time it was summertime, so I was trying to get into like, you know, the cute little summer books. I tried reading People We Met on Vacation, couldn't do it. I tried reading Every Summer After, couldn't do it. I don't know what it was, but with those books I couldn't even get up to like 10 pages in. I don't know, I was like 3 chapters in, and I was like, I don't know. I think it was just me in a reading slump and I just wasn't in the mood to read. I can't remember which one, but one of them, either People We Met on Vacation or Every Summer After, one of them, I just remember the beginning being so slow and boring, and I was like forcing myself to read, and I was just so uninterested, and I was like, yeah, no. I threw it to the side. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. My advice to avoid getting in a reading slump: read what you want to read what interests you. Don't force yourself to finish a book, like, even if you don't like it. Like, if you need to DNF it, and then pick up something that you like, pick up something that interests you. That's what's gonna help you. Okay, so the next book that I read after those two, I think I read this book in July. Unfortunately, my dog chewed it. I do have the hard copy, but my dog ate it. Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I decided to pick up another Colleen Hoover book after my reading slump because, like I said, her books and her writing, it reminds me of things I used to read like in middle school. And so, you know, that's kind of what got me back into reading again, reminiscing on what I used to like back in the day. It wasn't bad. It was honestly a 3-star. It's about like a friends with benefits type relationship. They're not official. Not enemies to lovers, but like my brother's best friend type stuff. I mean, it was a cute little 3 stars. I didn't really like it that much. The relationship, I feel like the relationship between the main characters, it wasn't real. To be honest, I felt like it was kind of a transactional relationship. Yeah, and I feel like if their relationship didn't start out the way they did, I question if they would even like actually have a real relationship. At the end of the book, they ended up having a real relationship, but I don't know if that would have happened if they didn't have the physical connection that they did in the beginning of the book. Miles, I really liked his past more than his present. That's what kept me going in this book. Like, I actually shipped Miles and Rachel more than Miles and Tate. That's not a spoiler, guys. It's not, I promise. But I just really enjoyed reading about his past more than his present. After that, I had a couple, I don't know if you would call it DNFs, but I guess. After that, I took a trip to Half Price Books and I picked up Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I did not finish this book, but I still do plan on finishing it in 2024. The reason why I didn't finish this book, I liked it. It was cute. I didn't even get that far into it. I still have my bookmark in here. I stopped at page 110. And I do plan on finishing it because I hear that it's really good. I hear that it's similar to, I think, Haley Pham. I think she said it's a combination of It Ends With Us and Beach Read, something like that, which I did like in It Ends With Us, so I'm pretty sure I would like this. But the reason why I didn't finish this book is just because of the timing of when I read it. This just gives more of like a summer romance type of book, and by the time I picked this book up, it was like August, September. I was already in my fall state of mind, so I wasn't really in the mood to read something like this. Yeah, I will pick this back up in 2024. Maybe I'll finish it in February, since it's, you know, a romance. And then also this book, I wouldn't count this as something I read in 2023 because I didn't get that far into it. I got only 24 pages in, but I wanted to show it to you guys anyways. It's called Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. It's based off of the book Hosea in the Bible. I haven't read that book though. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna read it in 2024, hopefully. Okay, now let's get into what I've read recently, what I read right at the end of 2023. I read the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Right now, I only have the hard copy of the last one, but I did read the first and second book, and I'm currently like 60% through the last book. I plan on finishing this one this week, and I think I have about like 150 pages left or so. The first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, it is a YA thriller mystery. I really got into my thriller, like mystery, suspense type era. I got into that genre last year, and I actually liked it. There was a plot twist, and then there was another plot twist, which was really surprising. And the plot twist was actually a plot twist, thank God, because I was worried for a second that it was going to be unpredictable. I rated 3.5 stars, the first book in the series. It was really good. I really liked the plot twist, but my only issue with it is it's written in third person narrative. I don't like that. I like to know what the character is feeling, and even in third person narrative, you can still know what the character is feeling, but I want the character to tell me what they're feeling. I don't want an outside narrator to tell me what the character is feeling. I want the character to talk to me and to tell me how they're feeling. You know what I mean? If I had the second book, I got used to the third person narrative, and I was like, okay, I don't know if it's me and my attention span, but I felt like there was a lot of characters. Like there was a lot going on because she's trying to solve a mystery. She's literally trying to solve a murder. There was just a lot going on. There was a lot of names, a lot of characters, and for a minute I felt myself kind of getting lost and getting a bit confused. Like I would see a name pop up and I'm like, wait, who is that again? So I don't know if that's me not paying attention, or maybe there's just too many characters in the book. I don't know. There actually is a lot going on, but I did get invested. I did get pretty invested. As you can see, I'm literally on the third book, so I got pretty darn invested. Yeah, there was a lot going on because I was talking about the book to a family member, and I was literally talking about like everything from beginning to end, and like saying it out loud. I was like, wow, this is actually crazy. There was just a lot of characters and a lot going on, but I liked it. So I rated the first book a 3.5 stars. Then I moved on to the second book, which I just posted a reading vlog about. The second book is called Good Girl, Bad Blood. Y'all, if y'all watched the reading vlog, then you know my thoughts on that book already. I liked it better than the first one. The reason being is because I loved the ending so much. I rated that one a 4 stars because I actually really liked the ending. And I'm so surprised that I say that because I actually predicted the ending. And one thing about me, I don't like stuff that I can predict what the ending is gonna be. I don't know, for some reason I just felt like I cracked the code. Like I felt so proud of myself for figuring out what the ending would be. I felt like I was the one solving the mystery, solving the crime. So I was like, okay, Things got heavier in the second book, and now in the third book, things are super heavier in the second book, especially towards the end of the book. We start to see the main character, Pip, she's starting to have PTSD, and because she experienced something very quite traumatic. And yeah, I just really liked how the ending was written. I just loved everything about the ending of the book. And also there was also kind of a plot twist. It basically changed the trajectory of the entire story. I feel like the story was about one person, and then just like that, it's about something completely different. Once that information was revealed, that's how I started to put the pieces together, and I was like, okay, I think I know how this is gonna end. And I was right, and I knew exactly how it ended. It ended exactly how I thought it was gonna end. And I gave that book a 4 stars because I really liked it. This is the last thing that I read in 2023, and I didn't finish it. I plan on finishing it this week. It is the last book of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, As Good as the Dead. So far, I don't have a rating for this yet because I didn't finish it. Sorry guys, just stay tuned on my Goodreads and then I'll show you my rating. Or also check out my TikTok because I usually do mini book reviews on my TikTok. So if you want to see my rating and my final thoughts on this book, check out my TikTok. Do you like this book so far? Like I said, it's a lot heavier than the first two because the main character, Pip, she's having so much PTSD from the way everything ended in the previous book, and she has a stalker. She's trying to figure out who her stalker is. Guys, it's so crazy. And like probably about like 30 to 50 pages ago, I feel like there was so much going on, but at the same time it was so vague. I honestly have no idea how this book is gonna end. I have no idea. I feel like it's gonna be a sad ending though, just because I read a couple reviews on Goodreads. I read like 2 reviews on Goodreads, and then I was like, okay, no, I'm eager to see how this will end. So yeah, I'm excited to finish this. But yeah, that was everything that I read in 2023. I do want to talk about one more book. This book I didn't read in 2023. I actually read it, well, I can't remember. I read it in the end of 2022, but I can't remember if I finished it in 2022 or in 2023. But the book is called One of Us is Lying. Okay, this book, I actually really like this book. Oh my gosh, I really liked it, but it's also a series. It's also a trilogy series like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I didn't read the other two. I just read the first one. It's kind of like a spin-off on The Breakfast Bunch. Basically, there's these 5 kids in detention and one of them dies in detention, and then the other 4 are suspected as the murderers. There's romance a little bit in it, and I'm a hopeless romantic, and the romance kind of distracted me from the mystery, but there was a plot twist at the end which actually really surprised me. I did not see that coming, and I really liked this book, and I rated it a 4 stars. Also, in this series, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, there is romance between the main character and her love interest, but like it's really small, especially in the first book. It was so small because in the first book they were just friends. Yeah, I couldn't tell if they liked each other or if they were just friends because the romance between them was like so small. It was not that much romance. It wasn't the same as One of Us is Lying. Like, the romance did not distract me from the mystery and the crime that needed to be solved. One of Us is Lying, I gave that a 4 stars, and that is everything that I have read in 2023 so far. Okay, so now we're gonna wrap this up with what I plan on reading in 2024. So this year I want to explore more genres like fantasy, sci-fi, nonfiction, things like that. I really love sci-fi movies, so hopefully I like sci-fi books as well. The first thing that I want to read this year is The 7-Year Slip. I don't know, I heard a lot of good things about it, and it was like a lot of people's top book from 2023, so I'm really excited. I really want to read that. And then also I want to read ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I hear it's like Beauty and the Beast, and I love Beauty and the Beast. Oh my gosh, the book is like similar to that, so I'm excited to read that. It's like a fantasy, I guess it's like a fantasy romance or something like that. I'm also excited to read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. That's kind of, I feel like that book is going to be probably something similar to Verity, but probably better. I don't know. And also with ACOTAR, ACOTAR is a series, and I think it's probably like 5 or 6 books in the series. Y'all, I'm kind of exhausted. This book series was only 3 books, and I'm getting kind of exhausted reading about the same characters over and over again. So I don't think I'm going to read the entire ACOTAR series. I'm just going to read the first book and then see how I feel. I want to read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Oh my gosh, 7 Husbands was another super popular book talk book and a lot of people's favorite book from 2023. So I'm really excited for that. The Love Hypothesis, I want to read that by Ali Hazelwood. I want to read a couple of Ali Hazelwood's books, see what the hype is about. The Grace Year, maybe I'll get into Fourth Wing. Haley Pham, she gassed up Red Rising so much, so I actually want to read that and see what it's like. I also want to read Caraval. Yeah, maybe beach read. Maybe I'll try to get myself into Emily Henry during the summer. I also have this copy, If He Had Been With Me. I picked it up at Target a couple weeks ago. I'll probably read this year as well. Yeah, so far that's things that I want to read in 2023, along with Redeeming Love and Love in Other Words. And I'll finish The Silent Patient this year. My goal by the end of this year is to read 20 books. I know for all the booktuber girlies, that's how many books they read in a month, but I'm different. I don't read that fast. And also, I don't like listen to audiobooks. I just actually read the actual book, and I also don't read on a Kindle. I don't have a Kindle. Goal is to read 20 books by December 2024. I'll be back in a year to tell you guys how that goes. My goal is also to read hopefully approximately 2 books a month. If it's like a heavier book, then I'll probably just read 1 book during that month. So yeah, I just wanna, fall in love with reading again. Remember why I started. It's just like my new little fun hobby, and I really like it. This Barbie is in her reader girl era. Yeah, that's everything that I read in 2023 along with my 2024 TBR. You guys should go check out my Goodreads. Comment your favorite book from 2023 and comment something on your TBR for 2024. Because I'm excited to see what you guys are into. Disclaimer, I'm not turning my channel into a booktube channel. This is just the era that I'm in right now. So the next video probably won't be about books, but for now we're talking about books. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. That was so slay.